Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are about to open up the L cluster. So we're not really hugely capable of winning against the guys that are going to come through the L cluster. We'll see what ends up happening with that. We have the Uzab Vortex over here that is probably going to be our toughest hold location. And then we've got our Zilbax Maw over here, which we're currently 152 days away from getting to. Now, I believe we're going to have a special project to open the L cluster, if I recall correctly. So let's go ahead and proceed forward here at fastest speed. Oh, hang on. We need to get an upgrade on our Agri world here. Absolutely, we'll do that. And we need, on this Forge world, a job. Easy enough. And that's it. Cool. So we'll proceed now. And we're about 4 months from arriving at Zilbax Maw. So we'll be a little ways away. And this is going to be an interesting dark matter to grab. Hopefully we'll be able to grab that and get out of there. But we'll see.
Technology discovered.
There's all of our L-Gate insights. We've now gathered sufficient L-Gate insights to research the technology behind them. Once this has been done, one of our science ships should be able to abort the perpetual maintenance cycle they're stuck in. The L cluster is almost within our reach. Okay, so we now have a tech available for that. That's how that works. Good to know. So with that in mind, we are going to get that done as soon as we can. We need to do the tech first, which I think is maybe a physics tech? Yeah, it's a physics tech. We're going to finish jump drives, and we're going to grab that cheap one there. Cool. And I think we'll also go for... Oh, advanced drill guns. Finally. Finally. So with that in mind, we should actually bring our ships back. Well, some of our ships back to their initial location. At least this fleet. Or rather, this fleet. They can go back. That'll be fine. They'll get refit. Cool. So yeah, I just couldn't remember the exact order that things went by here. So that's fine. We're going to get jump drive travel in 17 months, and then after that, we'll research the L cluster, and then after that, we'll have a science ship, possibly this science ship, open up the L cluster. We'll see. We may also go for, like, one of these, or this science ship here. That's a possibility. But that does give us some time to work our way over this way. So that's great. We also have this archaeological site pending. Sure. We'll click intriguing here because I want to go back to this site summary. We haven't actually read through any of this yet, so that's fine. We've discovered an ancient alien starship lying half buried in an asteroid crater. Glacial ice has inexorably spread across most of the ship, but we can easily access the airlock and search for any secrets hidden behind it. We also got the Chapter 1 finished. When we opened the airlock of the alien starship, putrefaction and decay awaited us on the other side. A preliminary investigation has uncovered a scene of carnage. After examining the mutilated bodies of the crew, we're certain they tore each other limb from limb. We could just leave, but then we'd never know why this tragedy happened, so we're going to continue that excavation. We're definitely going to build our starbase out over here. Cool.
Initiating communications.
Defensive pact with the Bill Knock. We decline. They have not registered as voters, unfortunately. So that's not an option. They're egalitarian, fanatic xenophile, and overall, they're pretty good. They're a representative democracy. They vote in their own elections. But you see, that's not good enough. They have to register to vote in our elections. That's the problem here. So that's fine. We will deal with that.
Technology discovered.
We finished up our construction over here, so we'll build a hyper relay in Procyon. And we finished up our ground defense planning. Ooh, capital buildings. Upgrade. That's pretty solid. Although, food from jobs, that would be pretty good too, as a rare tech. So we're going to go for the rare tech here. That'll be fine. That'll be done in a while. 32 months on that one. So that's not going to be a speedy thing. But we will get that done. Okay, checking in on our construction ships here. We should be seeing a good amount of influence starting to pile up here. Very, very soon anyway. Because we are working on our Zilbax Maw research station here. And then our next plan would be to go to here and build a research station, and then up to Aswiria to build a research station up there, to grab all of this dark matter.
Complete.
Cool. So we're going to build our mining stations here, and our observation posts there as well. And then we're going to head over here to the Lando system, and then all the way back up over here. It's going to be lengthy. No doubt about it. Advanced Railgun finishes up. That's wonderful. Sadly, we don't get the level 5 railguns just yet. But we will get our battleship hull points upgrading. And we will, of course, upgrade to level 4 railguns. There we go. And you know, we probably do have time to get these guys home. We probably do. So we'll go ahead and do that for now, and we'll get those fully upgraded. We would definitely like to be at least at 30k before we open this up. Bare minimum. So that's going to be something that we're going to need. Our destroyers are going to upgrade to level 4 advanced railguns. Otherwise, I think everything here is good, correct? Yeah, I think so. For our cruisers, we need to get our railguns in here. Cool. And for our battleships as well. A lot of railguns going in on the battleships. Cool. So there's the Bismarck-class battleship, and the defense platform should auto-upgrade. That's okay. Really, for our defense platforms, we want more beef on them, so we're going to go for shield capacitors. And I'm just going to have these be like that, with the station sections. As far as this goes here, I think that this should be a gamma laser, as should this, just to even that out a little bit. So that's the Anchorage class defense platform. Another thing that we could do is run a point defense station section, but I would like to have one like this, a light station section, but ran a single point defense. Unfortunately, that's not an option. Okay, the UES Drake is not currently doing anything. And we are going to send it to start working on some of these excavations. Cool. So this one out over here. We found the wreckage of an archaic spaceship of unusual design. Instead of using propulsion similar to that of modern ships, the craft relied on large sails unfurled in the vacuum of space. Presumably, the ship harvested solar energy and drifted on the solar winds created by starlight. Our archaeologists are eager to uncover the secrets concealed within this spacecraft. Cool. So let's check in on our colonies here. Anything needing any attention? Not for the moment. Fantastic. And our construction ships are going to be busy for a while here. So that's fine. We are going to finish up in Taurus fairly soon, but we've got a lot queued up here. And we've got a lot queued up over this way as well. So we'll get there as soon as we can. Of course, the third Starfleet needs to be upgraded. That's very cheap. The first, we'll go ahead and upgrade. Where are you going? Ah. No, I want you to go to Saipan. Go ahead and do that. And the fourth, that will go to Seoul to upgrade. That's perfect. Cool. I also wouldn't mind getting these upgraded to Citadels while we're working on it. Just for now, the ones over Elgate. So that one's upgrading to Star Fortress right now, and this doesn't have anything at all. So that's a little bit awkward. It's actually going to take quite a while to get all of this done. I'm thinking about getting another construction ship here. And I'm going to. Okay. So that construction ship, what is its goal going to be? It's going to head out to the Uzab Vortex and claim that immediately. After that, it could fill in like this area up here. That would be fine. The third fleet has been fully upgraded, and the third fleet is at 26.4k. That's not as high as I was hoping, to be honest. But it's okay. We're going to head on over to the Uzab Vortex and get that underway. Zolbak's Maw should finish upgrading in about 300 days, so that's reasonably fine. And we're just making our way on over here to Saipan. And yeah, that'll be absolutely fine. No problem whatsoever there. These guys will make their way back to the Lando system and then up to here. It'll take time. And that's understood. Okay, so we're just going to grab all this dark matter that we can. Star Fortress finishing up in 240 days. Sounds good to me. We're not going to upgrade any of these others right now. I'm going to bank up the alloys for the moment. We're going to want to potentially be able to replace a lot of ships after we open the L cluster. As we expected, the interior of this solar sailor is appropriately archaic. The bridge resembles the deck of an old planet-bound sailing ship designed to sail on watery seas. The deck plating appears to be metal, but most surfaces are covered with carved wood, a contrast to the glass-like substance on viewports and data screens. Powering up the ship's computers, we found a data file with an old-fashioned seafarer's song. A seafarer's shong. Yes, that's how that word goes. According to our archaeologists, this melody was once known as a sea chanty or space shanty. We're attempting to transcribe the lyrics. Cool. So there's gangs on Drisk Prime. Was this a location we've already worked on? Yes, it was. There's 0 crime here, but we do add devastation. There's some housing issues, and I'm going to go ahead and build a city district there to deal with that. Cool. Now, to be clear, that housing is only caused by our devastation, but we'll still get that done. The Merrimack has finished up in Procyon. We've detected swarms of creatures burrowing up beneath our colony on Alphard Prime. They could emerge any day now. Our scientists theorize that surface vibrations may have awakened them from some form of subterranean slumber. Well, we'll see. We do need to go build a hyper relay in Alpha Centauri. There we go. Fantastic. So we'll have jump drives soon enough. And that'll be a big deal for us. Oh, okay. We're already through here, too. Digging deeper, we've uncovered the ship's science lab. Minimal power saturates the scene in ultraviolet illumination. I think that may not supposed to be ultraviolet, but instead ultraviolet. I think that N might be a typo, but both words are valid. This is some very, very violent illumination. I mean, I suppose that that could mean that it's like extremely bright and vibrant. I don't know. This is technically a valid sentence, and I could see what they're trying to say here, but it may be intended to be ultraviolet. We'll see. Actually, we're not going to see. I don't think the person who writes this watches my channel. I would be very shocked. A riot of purple shrubbery is releasing thick clouds of spores. The ship's doctor used a laboratory and ventilation shafts to flood the ship with an intoxicating mist. Intriguing. Okay. So we're, of course, heading up to the Uzab Vortex. And we'll arrive there eventually. We should definitely move the Third Fleet back into Zolbox Maw and enter orbit around the L Gate. There we go. So Zolbox Maw is going to be done upgrading in 95 days. Cool. Urkanon's Maw will be done in 1100 days, which is going to be a while, to be sure. How are we doing on our jump drive travel? That's finishing up now.
Technology discovered.
Cool. So, let's go ahead and grab Activate L-Gate. That's going to be another 14 months to research that. So that's cool. In fact, now that we have the jump drive, why don't you head back? Because we're going to need to upgrade everything even further. So, we need to upgrade to jump drives. Yes, the 4th Fleet is currently upgrading. We're going to have them stop that. Okay. There we go. And we're going to upgrade to jump drives across the board. Everything else should be good here. Just double checking that. Yes, that's the extent of our technology for the moment. So we're going to jump up to jump drives on all of our ship types. What could possibly go wrong? I'm sure it'll be great. Cool. Of course, we can't have jump drives on our defense platforms. So, the 1st Fleet is going to upgrade. The 4th Fleet will upgrade right now. And the 3rd Fleet will send them back to upgrade as well. Cool. So we're going to finish up Zilbok's Maw very soon here. I do want to think about buying in a few additional alloys here, like so. Reason being, I want to get this upgrading to a Citadel as soon as possible. So here in 20 days. Any moment now.
Construction complete.
There we go. We get that going, but we want to get a missile battery hangar bay and a... Oh, we're out of alloys. Okay. From here, we want to get a target uplink
Ships
computer.
upgraded.
And this should be the priority above the Citadel. Cool. So the 4th Fleet is done upgrading. We're going to send that back to Urukhanen's Maw. And we're going to need to get a science ship
Ships upgraded.
to one of these locations as well. The 3rd Starfleet has finished up and we'll head over to Zilbok's Maw. Fantastic. We think we're immune to the full effects of the intoxicating mist. If we can get the ship's engines online, we can launch the ship and send it back home for study. This will take time, but the elaborate pharmaceutical laboratory may provide useful biochemical augmentation for our Empire's soldiers. Well, we'll run diagnostics and make repairs. We foolishly thought we were immune to the mist, but our engineers are experiencing a state of rapturous bliss. They dance in the ship's corridors, singing atonally. We'll need to clear the atmosphere and capture our engineers before we can launch the ship. This delay will cost us time. Okay. Sounds good. Let's see if we need to do anything on our planets. We don't, so that's great. Our construction ship is almost to the Lando system at this point. Beautiful. And we're going to finish up in Alpha Centauri here very soon. So after we're done with, well, not very soon. We're only 46% done. There's still another 6 months on that. Fair enough. So we're going to grab the Uzab Vortex as soon as we can. And I think I'm going to grab the UES Scout here. We could jump drive it. And you know what? I'd like to do that. This is just out of range, I think. It is. Just barely. So we're going to jump drive it up over here, and then move into Urukhanen's Maw. At the very least, we're going to be able to get most of the way back. So those jump drives will save us a lot of time. And that's excellent. We're going to get these upgrades done soon. At this point, these guys could jump drive over. Or almost could. Almost could. But that's fine. I'm not too concerned right now. We're not in a huge rush. We have liftoff. Though dangerous, the alien ship's intoxicating mist could augment the effectiveness and loyalty of our Empire's soldiers. However, the question remains, should we subject our own soldiers to this hazardous substance, or should we say no and learn from their tragic mistakes? We'll say no, thanks. Cool. And that site is completed. So next up, we're going to need to... Let's see, take these guys up to another research site, like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump drive up to Eel. Actually, that's just too far. So up to Trappist, and then that will shave off a large amount of that journey. Beautiful. Granted, we will run at very, very low sublight speeds, but that's fine. Cool. So Zilbok's Maw is bulking up in strength. Urukhanen's Maw is 800 days away. That's fine. And we're about to grab the Uzab Vortex. Colonists on Alphard Prime are reporting that some homes are now infested with serpents, and many structures are experiencing power failures. We should see if there's a connection. Well, we're going to try using science again and see if anything happens differently. Beautiful. It wasn't too bad last time. Immediately after we completed the restoration and reactivation of the data files, a thrumming musical cadence surged throughout the ship, accompanied by the auto-tuned voices of ancient mariners. Transcription follows. Come, all you young spacefarers, listen to me. I'll sing you a song of our fish from the sea. And it's a windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys. When the wind blows, then we're all together, boys. Blow ye winds fringeward, hey, blow ye winds, blow. Out to the galaxy, steady she goes. Up come the solar winds, taking us far, all through the space lanes, and out to the stars. And it's windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys. When the wind blows, then we're all together, boys. Blow ye winds fringeward, hey, blow ye winds, blow. Out to the galaxy, steady she goes. We can translate more lyrics. Cool. And so we shall. Okay, how are our civilian ships doing? We still have a lot to do with our civilian ships, no doubt about that.
Project complete.
The Serpents are being drawn to sources of electrical energy, possibly seeking nourishment or pleasure. If we can alter our energy source, perhaps they'll find it distasteful or painful. Cool. So that's pretty much happening the same way. The first fleet is being upgraded here. It is almost done. Just waiting on that battleship.
Ships upgraded.
Cool. So now there should be jump drives. Yes, I don't actually see our jump drive range. I doubt we could jump to here. All ships must be equipped with a jump drive. Oh, these aren't equipped with the jump drive. They have to be re-upgraded. Right. Well, that shouldn't take very long. Cool. So that'll be fine. 65% done there. Okay, all is looking good there. The Merrimack isn't doing anything. We need to go over to Dressel and build a hyperspace relay, and so we shall. Cool. We could definitely consider jump driving this ship here up to Grogmora, and then going and grabbing Sinagawa. And I think that's exactly what we're going to do. Beautiful. So the Uzab Vortex is done, and we can head down to Lendula afterwards. But we definitely want to upgrade this starport. 100%. And we can't quite make it to Amory here, so I'm thinking we should just go here. From here, we can definitely jump drive directly to the Uzab Vortex. So that'll be fine. We're going to grab Iswiria in just a moment here. And then we could come down and grab this living metal that we don't have the tech for. So we can't actually do that. But what we could certainly do is bring this ship back down over towards Lake Kiyu.
Technology discovered.
Our scientists are now confident that our knowledge of the L-gates and the technology behind them is sufficient to abort their maintenance cycle. If the attempt is successful, the L-gate in the Urcanon's Maw system should allow immediate access to the distant L-cluster. As the maintenance cycle ends, any additional L-gates in the galaxy will likely also become operational within a matter of years, as their self-correcting software readjusts. Still, this will give us a significant head start to explore the cluster without interference. We can prepare the project, and yeah, we do need a science ship in orbit. It will take at most 6 months to complete. Okay, let's go ahead and get that started. We got our L-gate finished up there, and we also finished food from jobs and battleship hull points. That's great. So next up, I think we're going to go for... the cheapest thing here is proton launchers. So we'll grab that. Reverse engineering minor artifacts is a rare tech. We'll just get that out of the way. Mega engineering. Yikes. That's very, very expensive. But I think megastructure restoration would still be a good thing to have. Even though we don't really have the ability to restore any megastructures, it wouldn't be the worst of concepts, I don't think. Okay, so the UES Scout is going to research this project. Let's go. We will arrive over here in 96 days. We have arrived here. And we're going to be arriving here shortly. So we should, I think... Drive needs 200 days to recharge before it can be used again. We need to hold off on this. Okay. So we need to just make our way up to here, jump drive, wait at least 1 day, and then start it. Okay. So over we head. We will now jump drive. Actually, I think we can start it now. Finishes in 180 days? No, we can't start it now. We need to jump drive and wait 20 days. Okay. So we're going to enter orbit of the L gate. And once this is 2 days remaining here, then we can start it. Just as we've observed the invading serpents on Alphard Prime, they're watching us. They found ways to infiltrate and randomly operate our vehicles. Yeah, they're doing the same thing. Should we attack them with incinerators this time? Let's see what happens. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and research this now. I'm assuming that got you busy? Yes. Cool. So our fleets are in position, and the jump drive should be cooled down by the time we get there. As we explored the ships, no, this is different. Okay. As we explored the ships, further attempts to power it up and discover its data files unlocked more stanzas of the ancient space shanty. The ship's holographic display vibrantly projected images of sailors and spacefarers singing and dancing in accompaniment. Up comes the great dragon in search of our home, through space to a place that's beneath waves and foam. And it's windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys. When the wind blows, then we're all together, boys. Blow ye winds fringeward, hey, blow ye winds, blow. Out to the galaxy, steady she goes. Up comes the Tiyanki, the king of deep space, racing our ships in a hyperspace chase. Chorus repeats. That would be this. It's windy weather, boys, blah, blah, blah. Okay, up comes Leviathan, tentacles grasp, choking our ship as we shiver and gasp. Chorus repeats. Well, we'll translate more. Cool. And with that, it is unfortunately time to put a cut in here. I was really hoping that we would get the L cluster opened this episode, but we're incredibly close at this point. It will definitely be opened next episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, Sigma162, JJ Gamer, Ken2In, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Kadra, Raw Potato, Amici Nazi, Justin Everett, Emiliano Cambron, Martin Lawrence, Jens Graham, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time. That was not the right button. Let's try a different button. Perfect.